Hello everybody, I hope you are well. In today's short video we have another clip from this year's summer camp, and I'm just going through one of the fundamental exercises of Aikido, GYAKU HANMI KOKYU Ho, sometimes called Sokumen Irimi. I've heard people call it Rippo, various other things, but it's a body movement exercise that teaches you to feel where your partner's balance point is. Now I remember a long time ago when I first started doing Aikido, this was one of the very first exercises that allowed me to feel that even though my arm was ostensibly doing the throw, it was my contact with my partner lower down, in this case through the shoulder, that was actually taking the balance. I hope this is useful to some of you. If it is, don't forget to smash the like button, click the bell thing so you get notifications, consider subscribing, and most of all, enjoy the clip. So, GYAKU HANMI KOKYU Ho. Again, for me, this is an exercise to just remind me to move as a complete system. Move everything in one go, not to isolate parts of my body, not to try and strengthen or force things. You know, I simply can't do stuff with one part of my body. The whole thing has to move. Now, because I'm short and I've got dodgy shoulders and I'm not very strong and all that kind of stuff, I really have to try and find a way of getting in close to my partner so that I can use my entire body to make the throw. Now Sam has dropped down. I can't make the throw from here, and that was the way I turned. That's fine, there's always something else you can do, but let's try this thing. I want to try and get over the top, and you can see my shoulder lifting already here because I'm trying to get over Sam's thumb. So I'm going to drop this here and drift in. Then I've turned my body, and ideally I want to be facing the same way as Sam. Sam's hips are going over here a bit. I'm cheating, I've got my knee in the back of his knee. That's an old habit, but it doesn't matter, you don't have to do this. Now, this is the bit that often trips people up. Just trying to lift and move the shape from here. I've got to change my hip shape, put my feet in position first of all, and leave my arm here so it's got contact. And then there's a sensitivity. I'm going to feel where his balance is. If I go straight back into his heels, that's the flat of his posture. That's the back of his triangle. He's solid. So I've got to feel, there's the shoulder, there's the hip going, and then it's movement. Thank you for keeping your balance so long. The throw is almost irrelevant with this. It doesn't really matter. It's feeling where the person's posture is. I can see his balance going off that way and through that direction, so I know that. But if I couldn't see it, I can still feel it's in that direction. So I'm going through the back. If Sam was in posture here, this kidney is what I need to collapse. And there's an element of it being a spiral as well, the same as we would do with something like a Riminagi. Just have you back there. So there's my entrance. I'm using my tegatana just to change. I'm leading space through, and my elbow is going into this space here, and I'm making a deep entrance in behind his hip. Then this can lift up, and I'm using my hips to lift from underneath. There's the shape. Change my feet, align it in. So I'm building my structure. Tenkai on the spot, changing feet, irimi, and then building the throw up from my feet first. And he's falling over very nicely for me. Thank you. Have a go. If you get someone that's a bit awkward, don't worry about it too much. Keep your shape and just keep moving through until you feel their balance start to break. Once I've made my irimi in, and I've managed to get in over the top, which quite frankly is the hardest thing. This often happens. They'll drop down. And because we're doing this quite slowly, this effectively makes the technique moot, because why would I lift him up? I'm much better off doing a head throw or something like that. But for the sake of this, I'm in here. My posture is facing the way of his balance. Now, as I turn, this turns first. So I'm lifting my heel and I'm putting this down. My back foot then opens up, and my toe is facing the direction I intend to move in. So I've opened my hips right up, facing the direction, so my base is already built. Now I can get my hips underneath, I can rotate through, And if someone was a bit taller and heavier than Sam, I might even need to make a small Sugiyashi step, little follow-up step. But it's really important to get in with this structure first, then line this up, and then extend through. Very, very hard to do if you get into here and you're throwing from here and you're trying to do this with your upper body and then make the step afterwards, because you've not built your contact with the floor. Everything comes from the feet. Yeah. And through. Have a go.